Alright, you start with the bottom of the hammock, and I used a strong canvas-like material for that, 3.5 feet by 8 feet. And then the rain shield, which was a little bit lighter than the canvas, and it's obviously a rain repellent. And the first thing you're going to do is on the two long sides of the bottom piece of canvas, you're going to sew those edges over. And then you will take the loops and you will sew those onto each end, as we're showing you here. There's 6 loops and they're spaced evenly across each end, so there's a total of 12 loops. And the way these are installed, they're sewed onto the end, and then another piece of fabric is sewed over them, and then that's folded over and they get sewed again. We're using a upholstery type thread to sew these in, so everything is super strong, and we should have no issues with anything ripping out. Alright, here's a close-up of what it looks like when everything's folded over and sewed together. And again, this is on each end. Alright, now I'm going to show you how we do the straps. The 6 loops get tied together with one strap. I used a 1.5 inch nylon strap, and this is how I secure it. I will secure it to the tree using just 2 metal rings. Okay, right now I'm just temporarily hooking this up so we can string this hammock out and get some measurements for the mesh that goes on top to keep the bugs out. So right now I'm just connecting it to a couple of posts we have in the at the house. Alright, now for the mesh fabric, we run the support line through it, and I string that up between the 2 poles, and this is how we get our measurement for our height. The total size of the mesh fabric is 64 inches wide by 8 feet long. Each side ends up being 32 inches. In the center of that, you'll sew a channel that the support line will go through, and on each end you will cut a triangle out of the same material and sew that triangle into the end of each one of those pieces. Okay, I used a 8-foot plastic zipper, and that gets centered up on one side of the mesh fabric and sewed in to make a door. And I have a picture that I can show you of basically how we laid that out. Okay, on the rain shield, you fold over the edges about 1.5 inches and sew all the way around this. Gives you a nice strong edge. That way you can put the grommets in. I put a total of 8 grommets in. 1 on each corner and then 1 in the center of each side. And this is how I did that. The tool I got it from Harbor Freight, and it comes as a little kit. It comes with the grommets, it comes with the tools to install, and it's super easy to use. Alright, here's a photo of the finished rain shield. Alright, this shows how I ran the support line for the mesh fabric through that seam on top. And this is how I terminated the ends of the strapping. I tied a knot, I put it through the loops, brought it back out, tied a knot, and then sewed it. Now it is very important to add a bungee on that top line between the tree and this bungee. You can do it on, you only have to do it on one side just to let it flex a little bit when you're getting in and out of the hammock. Because the hammock is being supported by two separate support lines, and then the top is being supported by a separate line. And so you don't want those two to fight against each other and cause any of the fabric to rip or pull against each other. Okay, as you can see with the door open, you can sit in it like a chair, plenty of room. And then you can just easily fold it over and zip yourself up inside, and it's totally sealed. No insects can get in there, and it's very comfortable. The white mesh gets sewed all the way around the bottom piece of canvas, and that's how you attach the two together. Alright, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to install the rain shield. It's very simple. I just flip it up over the top line, and what I did was I hooked the center grommet up on each side. I hooked it up to the bungees, and since I have a grommet on the center of each one of these, it's very easy to find the center of the rain shield. And then I have some tent stakes, and initially I just guesstimate where to put those in the ground. Nail those on each side. I use a bungee from each corner and pull it tight. And then if it's still not tight enough, I can pull the stake out and restake it. And I do that on all four sides. Now what I also have here, you'll see these metal rods. I'll probably change those out later for something else lighter. But I use that just on the one side, on the entrance side, and that raises it up just a little bit and gives you a little more clearance to walk underneath the rain shield, at least on this side, on the entrance side. And you can see, you can walk underneath there, and it's easy to get inside the hammock.